G'day guys, I've come down to Coronation Beach in Geraldton. If you've ever been to Western Australia before to windsurf, there's a big chance you've windsurfed at Coronation Beach. It's usually a super fun spot, but today the wind is like 10 to 15 knots, so not a lot of sailing going on. But I got out of the car and I saw a few guys up the road here doing a bit of work, and yeah, I thought I'd show you what's going on at Coronation Beach. I thought it was super interesting. So yeah, there's because of COVID, there's obviously not a lot of windsurfers from overseas here. In fact, I came down here the other day and I was the only one sailing for about an hour. And usually when you have, in a good summer season, you could have up to 100 people here from Europe and all over the world. But yeah, not today, or not this season or last season for that matter. So here we are. The council have given this land to the Geraldton Windsurf Club. There we go. Sorry about that. So Mark, Peter, and what's the other bloke's name?
Tony.
Oh, sorry, Tony. Sorry. These guys are you're part of the Geraldton Windsurf Club, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Mark, the treasurer. I'm the president, and Tony, he's just the labourer.
Most important job.
And we've got the Hans, my next door neighbour. Got to keep it all local.
And so what's happening here, Peter? What do we got?
We're building a rigging area for the club and for the public, anyone who windsurfs in Coros, to just keep all the sails nice and clean and help with the equipment, maintaining the equipment, the club equipment, so it doesn't get all dirt and rocks and sand. So yeah, it just makes life and makes it really nice for the kids when they're rigging up their sails as well.
Because yeah, many years ago when I first came to Coros, there was just nothing here, right? So like, what's been happening?
Over the last probably 3 years now, we've made the club go in a bit of a different direction and going away from it being a competition-based club to more of a club that's focused on bringing new people into the sport and youth into the sport. So they're our main goals, and we wanted to give the club a bit of a base. So the Chapman Valley Shire has helped us out with that and given us this land to use. So we bought a shipping container for the storage of the equipment to site, and it makes it so that the kids don't have to bring the equipment, or the parents don't have to bring the equipment to sailing all the time. They just turn up, and for the first really year or so of their sailing, as they learn, the club supplies the equipment for them, so they're not a major cost outlay. So we're going to try and reduce the cost of windsurfing to introduce people to the sport. So we'll supply all the learning equipment, and they can learn, and once they progress to a stage where they're in a harness and foot straps and planing, then they can start looking at purchasing their own equipment, and that's a huge saving for people to learn to windsurf, as it's thousands of dollars that they spend, but they probably wouldn't get that back in resale. So by the club just owning that equipment, and for a small fee as a membership, they get to use the equipment for the season. All right, the container's still having a construction day, working bee day. In here we've got storage for all our equipment. We've got some racking that goes in here, but we've had it all off today because we've been painting it. And all the boards just sit horizontal in here, so you just drag them out and take them out the door and straight onto the beach.
Straight into Coros.
Straight into Coros.
It's an empty Coros.
Yeah, just a couple of bites now. We've had the kids out all day,
Yeah.
and they are beat.
It's so cool.
I think today we had eight kids learning to windsurf from the ages of 13 to 16.
That's amazing. And like, how many do you reckon stick at it at the trial?
I would say probably less than 50%.
Oh, that's still a lot.
I think yeah, you probably get about a good 20-25% are starting to stick at it.
Yeah.
But the more we support the kids with this equipment, I think we'll get a higher retaining ratio, just because it's less cost to the parents. It's easy for the parents. They just turn up. It's all here. We're going to generate a basically where that cruiser is. We're going to generate a L shape with a second shipping container.
Yeah. So a 20-footer or 40-footer?
Just another 20-footer.
Yep.
And that will basically house more windsurfing equipment again, and a safety watercraft, a dinghy. And in between the two containers, the L shape, we've got plans to put a decking area all around here, and this open area will become deck, and with seating, and it'll all be under cover, under a solid roof cover.
That'd be amazing.
So it all takes time, and it'll be it's a couple of years of planning. We've got the other container. It's just got to be cladded like this. And then the next step will be dropping that in, and then the decking. So probably another year, but each year we get more and more, and things are better and better for everyone windsurfing in Coronation Beach.
It's so cool because I've been to a few windsurf places around Australia, and it's almost impossible to get a setup like this where the gear's right on the beach. You've got like a nice rigging area and everything. So like, you guys are setting a precedent for other places around Australia, really, isn't it?
That's right. I was talking to Mark, the treasurer, today, and we were just saying how lucky we are here in Geraldton and Chapman Valley, which is Coronation Beach, to have a world-class location of Coronations to teach kids to windsurf, and we're a couple of paces away from the beach, and we've got flat water, small waves, then larger waves. It's
that's amazing.
It's an amazing place to hang out and stay and holiday in Gero.
And this is a momentous occasion because we've actually got the first rigs and boards actually on the mat, right?
They're already on there before we finish.
Look at this. That's super cool. I mean, just like details like this, you know, like just being able to rig on a mat just makes the whole experience so much nicer, doesn't it? I mean, it's just like little details, but they make a big difference for getting people like thinking about just coming down for the weekend, don't they? Because you know what I mean?
Nice and clean. Put it back in your car when you pack up. Also, we've been lucky enough to get a bit of sponsorship from Patrick and Severn Windsurfing. So they're helping us out with equipment, reducing the cost to the club. So if we look after it, it stays longer, lasts a lot longer, and it looks good.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. Thanks so much, Peter, for explaining that. Yeah, it's really inspiring to see because, you know, when you go to a lot of windsurf spots, I think the average ages are from 40 to 60 or something, aren't they? So like,
40, at least 50 plus.
So what are you, 35? So like, nah, but you know what I mean. Well, whatever. But it's just and then there'll be like one or two, you know, younger crew. Yeah. Of course, they're not going to replace all us older folk, are they? So
no, we've got a bit of an age gap there. So we need some more. We need to generate the next generation to take up where we left off.
Yeah. What's your names?
My name's Sophia. And my name's Sarah.
So how many times have you windsurfed down here?
This is my first time today.
Oh, okay.
And this is my first time this season, and it was so fun. We really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's super cool. So your first time, sorry, you said your first time today, and when was your first time?
My first time was maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, right.
But I don't do it often.
Oh, cool. And like, if this is your first time, what was your first impression of it?
Not like it, because the sail kept going to the other side, but then I got the hang of it, and it was really fun.
Yeah, okay. Do you guys think it's something you'll keep going with? Or?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's also like, it's one of those sports that when you get into it, it just becomes super addictive. It's like, it's really healthy for you. And also, I hate to say it, but there's not enough women doing it as well. So if you guys get into it, it'll like kick off more, you know, and women getting into it, which is, I think, is like really healthy for the sport as well.
Yeah, and then we can get like all of our friends to come do it, and everyone's joining in, and it'll be really fun.
That is super cool. Thanks a lot, guys, and yeah, I hope you continue with it, and I'll see you around anyway.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
Some pretty girl, and all of a sudden he comes running out of the car park. I didn't even
Safety boots on, mate.
Maybe I should
Aussie safety boots.
Skilled operator though.
Some days it works a little bit harder than others.
digging for gold.
Digging for the Windsurfing Club, the greater community.
Surfing gold.
What do you guys think of the mat? You approve? What do you think of the mat? Doing a beautiful job.
Blister and you have the windsurf.
Yeah.